Hello, hello, hello. I am Precious Swain Peaks, host of From the Desk of Precious Swain, and today we have a special episode. I will be talking to the authors of For Women Devotional, a devotional designed to give encouragement, empowerment, and lead back to the Most High by women for women. Allow me to bring on our guests. We have the book's visionary, Apostle Mogere, we have Mrs. Green, and we have Dr. Williams, all part of this magnificent project. Um, Apostle Lovella, would you like to introduce your co-authors?
Sure. Thank you so much for the opportunity. And here today with me, we have two of the extension or the extensive three really, of the extension of the co-authors. And we have Libra Green, a very quiet storm, but yet her words just jumps off of the page, very fluid. And then we have Dr. Varenda Williams here with me on today, and very precise but careful, but literally speaks to the hearts and the minds of women or men. And of course, we have our host on today. She's not going to say it, and I call her wisdom. Her words are heavy and indeed and full of knowledge. So, Women for Women Devotional is a book of 30 days comprised of poetic yet wisdom and full of knowledge of women from different backgrounds and different years of experience that's literally pouring into women, helping you fix your crown, also speaking to the heart, the mind, and the soul of women for women.
Yes, thank you so much. Now we're going to do this kind of panel style. So I'm going to ask a question and give each of you a minute, 2 minutes to answer. Um, what is your goal for your chapter? And I'm going to go ahead and start with our visionary and let her tell us, because the whole vision the Father gave to her. So tell us the goal for the vision.
Well, the goal of Women for Women is to build a community for women by women, because we're dealing with the next generation of women, millennials, and the first thing they like to say is, "There's no one there for us. There's no one that speaks our voice. There's no one that understands us." So, putting this book in place to help guide and direct and be a voice from women for women is to help them to understand there is a people, a women of generations and a diversity of times your pain, your agony, been there, done that, and they literally overcome where you've been, and now they have a sense of direction. But if you listen closely, you will hear. If you lean closely, or if you're looking, you'll find that there are women that's still encouraging women, building women, empowering women, and giving them the foundation and structure that they need. So the initial goal of it is to build a community of women from diverse background for women.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Dr. Williams, can you share with us the goal for your portion of the devotional?
Yes, I can. And Precious, thank you so much for this opportunity to share in this digital space. So, basically, in a nutshell, in my chapter, which the title of it is You've Got This, basically, the goal of the chapter is to provide a nice personal pep rally to that woman to uplift, nurture, and encourage her mentally, emotionally, psychologically, and yes, spiritually. So that's the goal of my chapter.
That is awesome. Mrs. Libra, can you share with us the goal of your chapter?
The goal of my particular chapter really emphasizes life. The chapter I have written was is called Beautifully Human. Beautifully Human defines a person based upon Ecclesiastes 3:11 that God made everything beautiful within His own time. So even though
Mm-hmm.
you walk through life's challenges, life circumstances, and even life's charismatic dilemmas. It doesn't define the situations itself, doesn't define who you are. God defines who you are because He created you before the foundation of the world. And how the chapter is cultivated based upon my own personal life experiences. The death of both of my parents within 8 months apart within the last 2 years, and how
Oh
God
wow.
has allowed me to face traumatic experiences beyond their death, but the trauma aspect of it all, and how God healed me and delivered me from all that mental, social, psychological components, in order for me to help other people to overcome their own personal struggles and dilemmas as well. So that's what my chapter is basically targeted on. It helps people to understand just because people labeled you, it doesn't
Mhm.
define you. And you are clearly defined how God called you and orchestrated
Mhm.
you and cultivated you to be and be destined to help other people to cross over as well. So that's my particular chapter in the book.
Okay, awesome, awesome. I do have a chapter, and my real goal is my goal for everything in life, that people see and acknowledge that the Most High is still real, still in control, and no matter what it looks like you're going through, if you trust, you will come out on the other side of it. But faith is still mandatory in life. We cannot escape that we must have faith. We get up, and I'm going to keep this real short. The society has changed so much. What used to be unacceptable is now totally acceptable. And what used to be acceptable is becoming very quickly unacceptable. So, as believers, we are not where we used to be in society.
Mm-hmm.
We are now, for politically correct wording, the bad guy. And different things are shifting in the atmosphere, given the darkness, their ability to pull whatever they can while they
Mhm.
still yet have time. So, the purpose of my chapter is through life experience, look not just at me, at us. We've all been through something, and we are able to tell you that we were blessed and the Most High brought us through. Trust that. Your process may be different than ours.
Yes.
Your issue may be different than ours, but if you trust Him, He will bring you through.
Mm.
And it looks like we have Miss Annette has joined, and we will give her time to get in and good, and then we will ask her her goal for her chapter. It is so nice to have her.
Thank you. Yes. Mhm.
While Miss Annette is getting situated, um, Apostle Lovella, I just want to make sure the audience realizes that you are who the Father spoke to in regards to this project. You are who He gave the vision to, and we are all honored that He lined it up in you to allow us to participate with you in this. Um, Very, very meaningful. So, male, female, it doesn't matter. This is not geared towards gender, it's geared towards life.
Yes.
Grab a copy of the book. Miss Annette, are you ready?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Can can you take a little while and tell us your goal for your chapter in the book?
Can you repeat that, please?
Your goal for your chapter in the book, the goal for how you wanted to impact people.
Um, I would like to say, hello, everyone. I would like to make an impact on women, but not only women, because we know women will be reading a book. However, just to give them hope, because I
Mhm.
think that some people have been hurt, they have been abused, and it seemed like things are going straightforward, everything's going good, and then something tend to happen and it abrupt. interrupt.
Hmm.
And sometimes we don't know how to find our way back. And sometimes people don't want to find their way back. Some people have been hurt and they have been abused. So I want people to know that it's not over.
Yes.
And
Yes.
you have to try, but you have to work on you first. Because I think sometimes we look at love from other sources when we have to look at it from within,
Hmm.
because everything that we need is on the inside of us. So I think sometimes outsourcing just doesn't do us any good. And I
Mm,
think once you find that well, once
Hmm.
you can dig in that well,
mm,
Hmm.
and I think that everything you need will be supplied.
Hmm.
So just to tell people, just don't give up. Just don't give up on love. Just don't give up on, just don't be afraid. And
Yes.
just don't always, look back like, okay, I experienced this and I experienced that. And I know sometimes things may be a process. However, just don't look from the past. Learn from the past, but moved on.
mm.
Hmm.
Yes.
Awesome. We're glad you were able to join us.
Yes, I
Um,
have a household full of grandbabies this week. Yes. Yes.
oh,
But thank you for having me.
oh, you're very welcome.
Thank you.
Our our second question is going to be, what's next? It can be in regards to Woman for Woman. It could be in regards to your own project. It could be in regards to whatever you feel comfortable sharing. But the question is, what's next? So we'll start with you, Apostle. What's next?
Mm. What's next is the affirmation cards where a few of the co-authors were able to give their best quotes to be able to empower women daily. And I also went outside of the community for Women for Women, and I was asking them, well, what would be your favorite quote that you would love for women to be able to be empowered and purchase the participation. It blew my mind in the sense of sometimes again we look towards a community, but sometimes we get comfortable. We have to go beyond the community, the walls of the community, and they had to reflect and think, well, what would I want someone to tell me? But I said that to say this: the affirmation card are next, so they could be able to empower women. Then Mother's Day is coming up, so we have a collaborative of the authors on the card for Mother's Day, wishing mothers happy Mother's Day. And one next is the retreat in September, starting on the September 18th to the 24th in Italy, where women are coming from all over. So it's women for women to empower, to be able to relax, to be able to have usha moments in Italy with women for women. So I'm excited about that, you know, excited about that. And then we have an extension. I mentioned it earlier, which is where Women for Women will now, we have a French version for women who speak French,
Mm-hmm.
and also the translation for women in Italy. So we will have co-authors from 8 countries in Africa, including Italy and France and Paris, that speaks fluent French, that's coming as a collaborative to be able to write for women, from Women for Women in French. So I'm excited about that. So guess what? I'm going to learn French, whether I like it or not. I have to learn French. So I'm excited. I'm excited.
No, that is awesome. That
Yeah.
is awesome. Now, uh, Mrs. Libra, what's
Mhm.
next?
Oh wow, where I start? Oh my gosh. Oh, I got so many things in my head. That's just, you know. But beyond this project, I will be releasing my own book, which is entitled "Beautifully Human." It is the biography, in short, of how I have been used by God to overcome different situations, not per se things I have placed myself in, but how He used me throughout this journey called life to impact, empower, and improvise people to change their mindset to go from one place to next. So, so I'll be doing that endeavor, and then of course, speaking and empowering people. I'm more targeted on families.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's women, but it's not. It's more of the global perspective of family dynamics,
Mm-hmm.
and God is revealing to me the backdrop behind it. So I'll be working on that particular endeavor, and then of course, um, being more intentional about going back into entrepreneurship, starting with my own business.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, see my shirt. It's all soul to soul, house to house, right?
Yeah.
Now, I have um, I have an LLC behind it. I have stop and go, because life happens and stuff like that. But I'm more intentional going back into doing a lot of things pertaining to the publishing company, so as editing, ghostwriting, writing uh, documents, drawing up proposals or drafts and things of that nature, but also helping other people to write their own story. So the vision behind Soul to Soul Publishing House is to write the vision, live your story. So if you don't write the vision, make it plain, you can't live your story because you
Mm-hmm.
never vision. So the title behind Soul to Soul, because if you see the spelling behind it,
Mm-hmm.
soul, SOLE, is the feet,
Mm-hmm.
SOUL. So in order for you to touch your soul, you got to move your feet. So
Mm-hmm.
the backdrop of Jesus, how he did ministry was he went to place to place. He never stayed in
Yes.
one place. He kept going. But the people he impacted, they went out and told the story of how this person impacted them. So that person started following them. So once you touch a person, the other person should touch another person and things of
Yes.
that nature. Global
Mm-hmm.
perspective, soul to soul. So I will be working on that particular endeavor, and then of course, continue with ministry, um, and um, ministry marketplace, and then also um, mentorship as well. Because
Okay.
I know we was talking about before we came on live, we was talking about mental health and wellness. I am a licensed counselor, and with that particular endeavor with substance abuse, because I am a licensed chemical dependency counselor, so it all bridge together,
Mm-hmm.
which ties into the life story behind me, which makes me beautifully human. And even though I got this shirt on, I do have another shirt.
Come on.
Come on.
Come
Human,
on.
beautifully human. So I just want you all to know that regardless of what people label you as, you're still defined based upon who God called you to be.
Yeah.
So I just want people just to know that there is help. And I know a lot of people want to focus on publishers, they charge an arm and a leg and stuff like that. It's not even about that. It's about me as the visionary to help people to define the moment.
Come on.
So if you never define your moment, how can you be destined to live? And if
Come
you're
on.
not living, you just existing. And if you just
Mm-hmm.
existing, you're gonna die eventually. Not
Exactly.
per se physically, but you got mental, social, psychological, spiritual, financial, because you're not living the life God had created you to live. We're
Mm-hmm.
all creators in his own sight. We might as well live out the life that he had required for us to live according to his will. So that is what I'll be working on and working on, and of course other endeavors that God sees fit for me to do. Because I'm not putting no caps on anything anymore. Because I delayed myself too long doing that. So wherever the Lord sees fit, that's where I shall go. So that's
Okay.
all.
If you could put the link on how a shirt can be ordered in the chat,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
I'll share it when I release.
Okay.
Dr. Williams. Dr. Williams, Dr. Williams, what is next?
Well, after what Libra shared, I guess I can put my 2 cents in. Let's see. Let's start here. So, December 15th of last year, I released the first of a series geared toward educators. It's a devotional called 31 Days of Blitz and Blaze for Educators. And so, with that being said, the second and the third book to that series will be released this summer. Also, with an apostle mentioned Mother's Day, but Father's Day is right after that. And so
Mm-hmm.
there's also a project that Holy Spirit put on my heart for the fellas, for the kings. So it is called All the King's Men Confessions Fit for the Marketplace King, which is a compliment to my very first devotional that I released 2 years ago called For Her Majesty's Eyes Only Confessions Fit for the Marketplace Queen. So the queens have theirs and the kings will have theirs. In the interim, and that's on the ministerial side. And then, of course, I am a veteran educator by secular profession. And so, with that being said, I am working on a project in along those lines of um, diversity, inclusion, and equity in education. And so, with me getting ready to embark upon the 25-year mark of me being an educator, and of course, moving out of the classroom, praise be to God, I will be working on various professional development trainings and things of that nature, gearing toward educators, and that's classroom all the way up to principals and superintendents, just giving them those strategies that they need in order for them to impact the lives of our students. And so, yeah, it is a lot. And then, of course, in April, I am the 2023 Education Award recipient by the Houston League of Business and Professional Women. And then in July, I am being inducted as a life member into one of the very first community service organizations that I joined years ago. So, yeah, so it's a lot. It's a lot. I'm excited.
Okay.
I'm excited
Well,
about it.
I'm excited for you. Listen, um, because that I educate on business matters. Boy, I love kids, but that classroom has never been my calling.
Baby,
So
it is not for the faint at heart. You better know, honey, you better know you done heard from God, honey. What? Okay. That's what, yeah, yeah, you better know you heard from him for real. Um, yeah, because that classroom, it's beyond the classroom. The educators now must have a whole different skill set in order to address and resolve um, some of the needs of our students. And that's beyond academia needs. That's mental, emotional, social, psychological, developing and nurturing the whole child. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm excited. I don't think I can hear. Yeah.
Hello? I don't think I can hear.
Yeah. It's Precious is frozen on my end.
Can someone hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, so she's frozen.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
No,
Now we
yeah.
can. Yes.
No, we cannot.
Now we can't.
Is it my phone? You can't hear me?
We could hear you. We can't hear Precious.
Oh, okay.